Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the Upscale Angel BT, and for today what we have in here it is Hunt Showdown. Hunt Showdown, it is the new game coming out from Crytek. It is an online game, contrary to what Crysis was, and they are using their internal solution, of course, CryEngine, the popular demanding engine. They are using it, of course, it's their own, why they would license another engine, and so they are using their latest iteration for their engine. So, but before showing the settings, let me just stress out that this game it's on VRV access. It's currently, by the time of this video, on the version 0.3, so it seems there is a lot of room to improvements. But according to the graphic settings, I'm using in here the minimum settings possible you can go for on the settings, and I'm using 900p resolution, and I will explain you why this is happening mostly, okay? So, but first let's hire our guy in here, the guy that we are going to use, okay, and let's select the type of contract. I will explain a little bit more about the game itself, but first let's start with the performance. So I tested the game with three different settings. I tested the custom low, where I have anti-aliasing like SMA 2 times. I had things like anisotropic filtering, and I had the motion blur and depth of field. The performance was an average of 34 frames per second and the 1% of 22. If I reduce all these settings to the minimum settings, I just got a small improvement to 35 frames per second and 1% of 23. And while with the settings that I'm using right now to record, I'm recording with 900p minimum settings, and I got an average of 44 and a 1% low of 32. So, despite all of these results, what I have to say is that the actual state of the game, it is pretty much unplayable, okay? It is playable at some point, but you will notice a lot of stuttering, a lot of stuff failing to load, and I will explain why this is happening. But first, what I want to show you, it's a little bit of gameplay, just to explain you why this is so bad in performance. Okay, so probably you're going to notice that the video will be having much worse results than I'm showing in here. This is mostly because, well, this game it is using a lot of VRAM. Okay, our graphic card in here it has 2 GB of VRAM. Probably the users with the X7 370 with 4 GB won't be having these issues, but all the people with the graphic cards listed on the title with 2 GB of VRAM, I'm pretty sure they will share the same symptoms that I have in here. So this game seems to be very VRAM intensive. It seems that 2 GB of VRAM is not enough. So what happens is, when the game fills the VRAM entirely with the textures, it starts to use more RAM. What happens for me is that the RAM usage starts to crump up a lot to around to around 7.4, 7.2 gigabytes, and so the Windows recognizes that the RAM is almost full and starts to send all the stuff to the HDD. The HDD is already in efforts to try to stream assets from the game, so having to, to deal with the lack of VRAM and RAM makes it even worse. So the game will be kind of a stuttering experience all the time. And the CPU also is having a lot of struggle to try to run this game. So all the system, it's in constant struggle to try to run this game at 30 frames per second. There is no VRAM, there is no RAM. HDD is already overloaded with stuff to do. CPU usage is completely overloaded. It can't even stream the assets properly. So everything is overloaded. So in this video it is even worse because I'm recording with AMD Radeon Relive, and Radeon Relive requires a little bit of CPU, a little bit of graphic card, a little bit of VRAM to work properly, and none of those are available. So the experience in the video, it is even worse than what I get without recording. That's why the results are far away from the ones that I showed you. Anyway, even without recording, the experience will be kind of bad. Like I said, you will find stuttering, you will find moments where the game even stops for a second. So it's a really complicated experience in my opinion. There are moments where the game fails to load properly the trees or the buildings, so you just have a kind of low resolution assets, low resolution zombies if you can call it like this. Things fail entirely to load and only pop up with high quality after 10 seconds and after big stutterings. So in my opinion, at the time, while you can play this game, like I said, without recording, this is much better, but still it's bad. You can still play the game. I don't think it's worth it for the experience that it's giving. Okay, so let's wait a little bit longer. Let's hope on the future versions the game might be a little bit better optimized. I don't think that there is a problem in optimization. I think that the game is by nature too demanding because there is a lot of stuff happening, and I'll explain a little bit later about that. But yeah, it's just we reached a point where the VRAM is not enough and the CPU is not enough and everything is just stressed out to try to run the game. Okay, bottom of the line, that's the thing. But like I said, things might improve in the future versions and I do hope to cover it later. Okay, so now about the game. And Showdown, it's a rather interesting game. It seems that it mixed some stuff from Evolve and other games. It seems like a rather good concept, but I can't stop to think that this game, it is very atmospheric. Okay, it's something really good. For now, this is the only map available, and you have different contracts, different things that you need to do. You have multiple places where you can go in this map. Okay, so you have kind of big houses or farms that are listed on the map, and when you start a contract, you and another guy start the map like it is happening here, but also two more groups or one more group will join the map too, and you don't know their locations, of course. So it will be kind of a PvP versus PvA. But the thing is, PvP versus PvP or PvP versus PvA, whatever. So what I want to say is that most of the time I have died more times against the zombies and the monsters on this game. That kind of resembles a little bit like Left 4 Dead. You have the regular zombies which are very easy to kill. You can kill with a machete. But there are also special zombies that are a little bit more complicated, and there are also the big ones which are the bosses which you need to kill. So when you start a mission, you pick up on a contract to kill one of those monsters. The first group that gets the monster gets the bounty and the money they need to evolve the characters, earning more points, leveling up. And after you get that, you need to go to an extraction point and extract properly. But again, the problem is the monsters are sometimes complicated on this game, and also there are more players. So what is going to happen in this video is that an enemy group was able to kill the boss or the monster they were about to go to kill. They got the bounty and they are gone to an extraction point, and we were able to find it, but well, unfortunately things didn't go very well. So as you can see right now, they are banishing, so it means they did found the monster and they are removing the bounty out of the monster, and then they go to an extraction point. So rules have changed. Okay, but most of the game it's to go to a farm and you get a clue where more and less the place, more and less which part of the map the monster is, and you need to try to find where the monster is faster than the other group. After you get the monster, after you get the bounty for the monster, you need to extract. It's as simple as that, but it's a very strong concept. In my opinion, this game, the graphics are actually very good, despite, yeah, it's a little bit bugged on our rig. The graphics are very good, but above all, what I think it stains the most, it's the atmosphere. The atmosphere is great. I think the sound environment, I wasn't really able to show off very properly in this video because this game, there wasn't too much hiding and stuff, but the sound, it's amazing. It's inside a farm, you can hear every footstep, you can see more and less where they are. Objects are properly sounded and very atmospheric. You can hear the gunshots more and less where the other groups are of players, and you can more and less point out where the shots are coming from very properly. So I think the sound effects and everything are very well done. It's the first time I've seen Crytek focusing so much on the sound, and I'm rather impressed with that. Okay, so with this I think I'm going to end my video. In case you want to buy this game, you can go for Steam and buy the copy of the game from there. It's around 22 bucks. It is by the time that I tested this video, it was on a free weekend. Okay, so I was able to test the game for free. I'm pretty sure they will be doing on the future more of this stuff, but I think the game, it's rather good, and the price, I think the price is right. It's not very expensive. It's a right price for the game, but unfortunately if you have this rig, If you don't have an R7 370 with 4 gigabytes, and if you don't have a better CPU than the Phenom II X4, I don't really recommend you to buy this game, at least at the time, with the performance that we are having. Okay, so guys, that's all. Hope you did enjoy the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.